Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to this campus tour here from De Montfort University. My name is Ben. I'm going to be taking you around some of the buildings we have on campus today. We've got some video clips, we've got a bit of a tour for you. So we're going to be showing you all around some of the different places that you will get to see when you join us, hopefully in, I guess, the next kind of month or so. So behind the scenes, I've got David with me, who's going to be controlling some of the streams and playing some of the videos. And hopefully, if you do have any questions or comments, we'll be able to kind of pick those up as this stream goes on. So in just a minute, what we're going to do is we are going to show you a quick campus map. We're going to show you around some of the buildings from a sort of bird's eye view. But here at the minute, where I'm sat, or where we're sat, is on the terrace of the Vijay Patel. So the Vijay Patel Tower and design block is where, as you can imagine, quite a lot of our design and art students will spend a lot of their days doing a lot of their studies and working on a lot of their projects. And there is a very lovely kind of terraced space up here where people can kind of go and chill, have their lunch, do whatever. So it's a very nice space, and thought we'd start off our tour just up here. Now, you won't be able to see this necessarily through the camera, but the rest of campus is kind of just over there off in the distance, and we're going to see some of that on the map in just a moment. And I think if we could pop that on screen now, we can just see where we are exactly. There we go, I can see it on my screen, which is brilliant. So where that little bouncing M marker just there is, that is where we are currently based. We are on the Vijay Patel Terrace. And they say there's a lovely balcony overlooking the city and overlooking the rest of campus. So when you do arrive onto campus, when you do join us again, hopefully over the next few weeks, this is going to be a great place for you to go and just kind of get a nice kind of atmosphere, get a nice kind of view of the space. You'll be able to see a lot of the city, see a lot of the campus. Hopefully it doesn't rain on the day that you decide to come up here. We're fortunate today that there's a little bit of sunshine this morning, so it's quite a nice sort of view from up here. So you can see that's where we're going to be starting the tour, from up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be coming back to this map during the whole tour and kind of showcasing a few of the different buildings and showing you where they are in relation to the whole of campus. If I zoom out just that little bit, and I'm going to have to try and remember the buttons to make the circles and squares appear on the screen now. Just there on that big circle is the Leicester City Centre. So in relation to where DMU is, which is this marker just here, you've got this big old circle, which is the Leicester City Centre. So as you can see, the campus is within walking distance of the city. So you've got very easy access to, you know, a train station, a bus station, all your big kind of shopping spaces, lots of sort of clothes shopping and fast food restaurants and cinemas, and there's quite a few sort of crazy golf tournaments and things like that that you can go to. So we've got very easy walking distance to a kind of main city centre, which is really lovely. And then you can see here, if I move just further down, it's a little bit faded here, but the sort of red outline is the majority of our sort of campus building. So you can see everything in here is relatively within kind of walking distance. And the other nice thing is, if you are again coming to us and you're going to be staying in accommodation, I imagine you've already seen that actually all the accommodation is also relatively local to campus. So you've never got to kind of hop on a bus or you know, get a train or a taxi or drive to university. You're always within kind of walking distance of the spaces around campus. So you've always got kind of easy maneuverability around all the spaces that we have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick off this tour properly, going from a kind of a bird's eye view to a bit of a campus walk around, and we're actually going to showcase some of the spaces and kind of walk you through some of the lovely areas that we've got throughout campus. So let's take a quick look at that. There we go. So we've just started our walk around here at the DMU sign, which is just on the edge of campus. It's quite a nice space to go when you finish in a few years' time, to go and take your photos in front of the big DMU sign. And actually just behind us in this shot is actually the short walk to the city centre. So the city centre, where again, like I say, you've got easy access to all those kind of shopping and amenities. You can very easily make your way over there, again from within walking distance of this spot. On the left hand side, we just showed you there, was the business and law building. So if you're coming to study any of the courses within those departments, a lot of your study will take place in that building there on the left. It's quite a modern building. There's lots of spaces, lots of study areas, lots of labs, lots of classrooms, and it is again, it's a fantastic space. And again, if you're going to be studying on any of those courses, you will become quite familiar to it over the next couple of years. Now we're making our way into the Hawthorne Square space. So this is a space that is between the Aston Building, which is our business and law building, and the Hawthorn Building, which is what you can see there in the distance, the red brick building. And that is home to our health and life science courses. So again, if you're doing any of our kind of sciencey courses, if you're doing something like social science or psychology or pharmacy or even something like nursing and midwifery, that is again where you'll be spending quite a lot of your time over the next couple of years. So again, hopefully if you've been to one of our open days or you've had a chance to come and see it, you'll know a little bit about it. But if this is your first exposure to it, again, like I say, you'll become quite familiar to it over the next couple of years. You can see here that from this video, it's quite a lively campus in this video actually. It was filmed a short while ago, just before we all had to stay in our houses. But hopefully this is what campus is going to look like over the course of the next few weeks as we kind of get a few more students coming back onto campus and joining us. So what we're going to do now is going to jump to a slightly different part of campus and start the next part of this walkthrough from somewhere else. And we're actually going to start it basically just kind of down there from the bottom of the Arts Tower. So let's go jump over to that really quickly. There we go. So this is the Arts Tower, and you can see there's a very large TV on the side, so you really can't miss it. So that's the Art Tower, and then that building in front of us, the slightly sloped looking kind of glass fronted building there, I am currently sat right on top of that. So that is the design wing of the Vijay Patel, and as I say, the Arts Tower is there, what we started off this tour with. And you can see again quite a lot of nice kind of modern spaces, there's quite a lot of green spaces, lots of places to go and sit, particularly if the sun is shining like today. You'll see quite a lot of the workshops running along the bottom, and then, oh, there's a man on a skateboard there. Skateboards are not required to be a DMU student, I can assure you. But you can see there is a kind of a gallery space at the bottom of the design wing. So again, at the end of the year, there's quite a lot of students that will showcase their work in that gallery space, and we often invite quite a lot of the sort of local community to have a look around and see all of the fantastic pieces that our art and design students have created. So yeah, the aptly named gallery is just there. We're going to spin round and we're going to see a little bit more of the green space. Just behind the design wing and the gallery there at the bottom is the Riverside Cafe. So we've got quite a lot of nice, lovely spaces to kind of go and eat, get some food. The Riverside Cafe is really quite well known for having quite a lot of sort of vegan food and gluten-free food. So it kind of tries to cater for quite a lot of quite a lot of different dietary requirements, which is absolutely fantastic. We're going to make our way across this lawn, and directly in front of us is the Queen's Building. Now don't worry if you think I'm rushing through all of this, this is just a quick walk around, and we are going to show you a few more of these buildings a little bit later. But the Queen's Building is quite a long building that runs the sort of main part of this walk through campus, and this is home to the media department and the engineering department. So if you're studying on either of those particular courses, again this will be your home for a few years during your study time at DMU. Again, quite a nice big open space going all the way through campus. A few people walking around when we filmed this video, which is quite nice. And just behind us actually is the De Montfort University, the De Montfort Surgery, sorry. So you've got quite an easy access to a GP doctor's if you ever should need one on campus. And actually in your first kind of week, it's always good to sign up to the doctor just in case you ever do need them during your 3 years here at DMU. So we're going to make our way up to the kind of main central part of campus now. As we walk alongside the Queen's Building, we're going to see a little bit more of the Vijay Patel there in front of us with a big telly on the side. We have played, I think we've had football matches on the side, we've played movies on the side. There's often students showcasing work on the side of that building as well, which is lovely. So there's always things kind of going on there. And there's some seats in front of it as well, so if you do want to go and sit and just kind of watch the big TV, you can do. As we make our way round the Queen's Building, we're going to be looking to our right, which is where the library space is. So that building there is the library, and then the building just adjacent to it on the side there is the Eric Wood study space. So again, lots of places for you to go and sit at a PC, do some work, do whatever you need to do your coursework, etc. Lots and lots of study spaces that you will have access to and you can go to. And then just on our left as we walk past the man in the yellow jumper, on the left-hand side is the food village, one of the main canteens on campus, and again, lots and lots of dietary, support for different dietary requirements and lots of different kind of ranges of food. They'll have different menus every day, so you can go in there should you ever get a bit peckish between your studies. And then directly in front of us is the campus centre. So this is home to the Students' Union. So if you're going to be joining any of our sports teams or societies, the likelihood is you'll be quite involved with the union over your 2 or 3 years. And it's a good bunch of people to get involved in because they do have a lot of sort of activities, particularly during Freshers Week, to kind of get you embedded into the sort of student community. Yeah, so the food village is there on the left-hand side, and just behind us and just to the side of the campus centre is the Gateway Building, and the Gateway House building is home to the kind of main reception of the university, so if you're ever stuck of where to go, that's a really good place to start off with. If you're unsure, it's got a good kind of reception area, lots of people that can help you out. And then we have also got the computing students that do live on the sort of top floors of that particular building. So if you're coming to us to do computer science, mathematics, or any of the games programming courses, that is a good place for you to kind of go, because it's where you're going to be doing a lot of your study. Now, to give context as to where this tour kind of connects to that first video that we showed you, that building just there on the right, the red brick building, is the Hawthorn Building. So that's the Health and Life Science building, the Sciences building that we saw at the end of the first video that we showed you. So we basically kind of looped back on ourselves to where we started the first tour as we make our way up this particular street. So you've got the Health and Life Sciences building just there, Hawthorn, and then the other building on the other side of the road, the other red brick building, is the Portland Building. Now, the Portland Building is home to additional science labs for things like forensic science on the top floors, as well as a chaplaincy, and there's a spiritual services and the breathing spaces. So there's a lot of additional support that students can get from being within that building, as well as an AV loans department should you need to hire out any camera equipment if you're on any of the sort of media courses. And just to that street that we've just passed down there on the left hand side is one of our accommodation buildings. So that's Newark Point. So if you are staying in Newark Point, you'll be pleased to know you are very, very, very close to campus. Particularly if you're doing an art and design subject, you can literally roll out of bed a minute before a lecture and you will still be there on time. And as we kind of close off this walk around, we're just heading up this street here. There's a very, very old building in front of us, which is the kind of main sort of admin building for the university. It's the Vice Chancellor's office, for example. So a lot kind of goes on in there. It's not typically a building that many students will go into, but that is where a lot of the sort of admin-y stuff takes place. If you follow the road down onto the left, you will end up at the gym. The Queen Elizabeth II gym, which we'll show you in just a few minutes. And then if you follow the road back up to the right, so if you follow the road at where the camera's facing now, you'll head back up to where the DMU sign was, which is where we started this particular walk around. So you can see there was a lot to kind of take in, and the fact that we were able to kind of walk around the main parts of campus in that short walk around, I guess kind of shows that it is easy enough to navigate, it is easy enough to kind of make your way around. You don't need a bike, you don't need a car, you've got two legs to be able to walk around, you've got easy access to the facilities, you can get your way around campus easy enough, hopefully, and you don't get too lost. So that was a good walk around. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just have a quick look at some comments, and we're going to head over to the tour properly in just a minute, and we're going to be able to show you inside some of those buildings. So we've got Nate, who says, so excited, I'm watching from your DMU welcome page, how cool. Thank you very much, Nate. It's amazing that video appeared on that web page, so thank you so much to whoever it may be that put it on that web page. And then we've also had a comment from, it's kind of quite small on my screen, so I'm going to open the comments there. Dahana J, I think I've said that right, apologies if I haven't. Thank you very much for watching along. Hopefully this is useful and gives you a bit of an idea of what the campus looks like if you haven't been able to experience it so far. Again, if you do have any comments or any questions, do pop those into the chat and we will try and make sure we get through those during the course of this session. Let's go into our first building. Let's take a quick look. So what we did was a little while ago, this was sort of a little while ago in terms of our sort of production for the open days and that sort of things. We sent some students onto campus to film some of our buildings. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to showcase the campus centre first of all, and this is with our absolutely fantastic tour guide Nabila, who's going to just quickly show us that.
We're at the heart of the DMU campus, right here at the campus centre where we'll be starting the tour. The campus centre is home to the Students' Union. You can also chill here, grab a drink with friends and even have some lunch at the SU Diner or the Subway. We also have a merchandise store where you can grab yourself a DMU hoodie.
There you go, so the first building on campus, and we did see that in the walk around the campus centre, the home to the Students' Union. Obviously, with it being called the campus centre, it is kind of smack bang in the middle of campus, which is quite nice and convenient. As Nabila said, you know, there is the sort of cafe spaces and places to go and sit and eat and that sort of thing, but then again, it is also home to the Students' Union. So getting involved with the student union is really, really good for the sort of community aspect of being part of a student at DMU. You know, they tend to run quite a lot of events, particularly during kind of Freshers Week. You know, they'll be the ones running a lot of the Freshers Fairs and some of the evening activities. So they are a good bunch of people to be involved in. But they do look after a lot of the kind of the societies and the sports teams. So if you are going to be joining any of the sort of groups while you're here at DMU, and I do actively encourage that you do that, because they're a really good way of making kind of lots of friends and getting involved in stuff outside of your studies. It's a really good way to kind of blow off steam and just get involved in some extracurricular stuff. So definitely do have a look at joining some of our kind of sports teams and societies. As I say, it's a great place to go and chill. It's a really good kind of central point. It's a really good kind of meeting point for the campus. So definitely during your travels of DMU, take a quick look at the campus centre and see what it is all about. I know that you can also buy yourself a DMU hoodie in there as well, so if you are looking to kind of rep the brand, that is a good place to go and pick up yourself some DMU merch as well.
I think we forgot to do the intro for now.
Oh, we may have done, yeah, that's fine. David, my technical support, is telling me that I've forgotten to do stuff as well, which is always good. But let's have a quick look on the inside of the campus centre and actually showcase some of those facilities that we've already talked about.
Not there yet, not there yet. Not there yet. Can you see it before I find it?
We'll race to see who can get the inside of it. I think it's this one.
Hi, welcome to DMU. I'm Darren. I'm a second year computer science student. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the DSU, talk a little bit about what it's like to be a student at DMU. Right now, we're outside the campus center, which is the home to the DSU, right in the heart of our campus. Let's go inside for a bit. Whether you're here for food, a drink, just want to relax with your friends or get some advice, everything's here that you can be looking for. With over 100 societies, 40 sports clubs, and tons of volunteering opportunities, there's so much to do here. The good news is, you automatically become a member of the DSU just by being a student here. We even have a games room. Got a spider box, table tennis, even a PS4. Fully equipped. The Students' Union is run for students by students. It's here to represent, support, and inspire the student body. Whether that be confidential advice about welfare, academic support, financial support, or accommodation, or giving you access to over 100 societies, 40 sports clubs, and tons of volunteering opportunities. Everything you need is right here.
There you go. So that is the campus centre, showcasing some of the spaces inside. You can go and play some pool, you can go and play some foosball. That's what it's called, isn't it? Foosball, I think. Try to remember the name of the game. And there's, again, lots of spaces you can go and see in there. You'll see where Derek was standing at the end there, that there was near kind of an advice centre, so you can go and get lots of advice from the Students' Union as well. It's nice because they're sort of an independent body from the university, so if you do need any support or advice, really good place to kind of start off if you are looking for that additional support. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the Student Gateway and Gateway House. So as part of our, again, when we were producing some of these videos, I think we sent our other fantastic tour guide, Martina, who's going to just showcase the outside of the building so that you can see what it looks like. So if you are coming to study computer science or any of the sort of computing related courses, you'll be primarily based in that building, but it is also a really good main reception to the university for things like sort of finance and transitions and that sort of thing. So let's take a quick look at the building on the outside.
So here behind me we've got Gateway House. Gateway House is the Faculty for Computing, Engineering and Media. Also we've got Student Gateway, which is the main reception for DMU. So this helps in terms of things to do with your welfare, student finance and so forth.
There we go. So that is the Gateway House building. We'll take a look inside in just a second, but I just want to say thank you very much to Sunny, who is watching this video at the minute and is really excited to be joining us, which is absolutely brilliant. And again, I imagine for quite a lot of you, this might be your first look at DMU. If you've not seen any of the sort of open days or the footage that we're showing today, this might be your first insight into it, which is really exciting. And then we also had a comment from Bosipo, who said they're coming to us from Nigeria to do biomedical science, which is absolutely brilliant. And we'll definitely be getting to the Hawthorn Building in just a few minutes, so do stay tuned for that. We'll go over there and we'll be able to show you some of the lab spaces inside that building in just a few minutes. But what we'll do is we'll stick with the Gateway House building for just a second. So if we've got anybody that is interested in computer science or any of the computing courses, do shout in the comments, let us know, and we'll show you inside the labs in just a second. But Gateway House is the home to the computer science and informatics courses. So if you are on any of those particular courses, if you're looking to study in any of our sort of game design courses or game development courses, we've got state-of-the-art equipment in those, as well as things like cybersecurity and forensic computing. So those courses will also be based in a dedicated wing in that particular building for those particular studies, particularly due to obviously the volatile nature of those particular studies and that sort of thing. So do have a look at those if you are coming onto those courses. And what we'll do is we'll take a quick look inside the building and show you some of the facilities from the computer science area.
I'm here in one of our brand new computing labs where we have all-in-one dual-boot state-of-the-art machines that has specialist software for all of our courses. I'm a computer science student, so I would tend to use Eclipse for Java, MySQL and PHP Storm. We have a great mix of hands-on and theory-based work here. We have lectures, seminars, workshops and practical labs. They are all supported by great staff who have industry experience and research experience. The staff here are so friendly and helpful, and they will help you on your way.
I'm Zain. I study cybersecurity and I'm in my second year here at DMU. Here we are in the Cybersecurity Centre, where we have multiple labs with highly specialised pieces of software, including things like FTK, FTK Imager and Autopsy. These are just examples of software used for Windows forensics, though we also do things like pen testing here as well. This is one of the computer labs. If you're looking to study one of the many computing courses here at DMU like I am, you could use these labs for study sessions, catching up on work, and even a few workshops.
Hi, I'm Matt and I'm a first year graphic design student. This here is the main studio where all the first and second years hang out, and we've got full access to all these Macs for the Adobe suite to help us with our project work. Here we've got the artists in residence. They give us insight into industry and help us with all their experience with our projects and all our work we're doing at the moment.
Yes, it does. There you go. Some of these videos, they end very abruptly. I wasn't expecting that then. So that was a quick look inside the computer science departments and some of the spaces that you can expect from there. And I can see there's quite a few people that are commenting, which is absolutely brilliant. David, is there anybody you want to shout out at the minute?
Yeah, we've got Monica here.
Hi, Monica. Thanks for doing this online for us. Can't wait to join. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for tuning in, which is brilliant.
And we've got a message from Vijay as well.
Oh yeah, excited for the Hawthorn Building, hashtag biomedical science. Amazing. Like I said, we'll be showing you Hawthorn in just a few minutes, so do stay tuned for that. We'll get to that as soon as we can.
Monica's come in with another comment.
International Business Masters course student, so it's the Aston Building, which again we'll be coming to very, very shortly, so stay tuned for that because we'll be able to show you some of the spaces inside that building as well, which is brilliant.
And we've got Diana.
Amazing. So Diana's actually going to be doing computer science. So you've just seen some of the computer science spaces in the Gateway House building, which is brilliant. So hopefully that will give you a good idea where you're going to be studying, Diana, very, very shortly, which is exciting.
Jay's been coming in with another comment.
Everything,
really nice.
Everybody looks so welcoming. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that's the vibe that we sort of give off. And our students that are giving the tours today and the videos, etc., they are all really, really friendly. So if when you're joining us for sort of Freshers Week, you'll meet lots of the staff, meet lots of the students, and hopefully they are all very, very welcoming, which is lovely. And then we also had another one, never been so excited about a phase in my life, coming to economics and finance. So you will also be in the Aston Building, coming to us from Nigeria. Lovely. Well, it looks like we're going to have to get to Hawthorn and Aston pretty soon, I think. Absolutely great. I can't wait to be on campus. It is, and do you know what? It's nice that we're doing this today where we're able to kind of sit outside. I'm getting a little bit of a tan, and it's a lovely sunny day. I'm sat up here on the balcony, which is nice. Okay, let's see if we can get to some of these buildings then, so we can show people where they're going to be studying very, very soon. So shall we do the Vijay Patel building then? Let's head over to that. So we are currently in the Vijay Patel, or just outside of the Vijay Patel on the balcony, and you'll have seen from the walk around that we did at the beginning, there's the Arts Tower, which is that building just there behind me, and then we are currently sat upon the design wing. So there's two areas. There is also the food village, which is one of the canteen spaces that we have. So I think what we'll do is we'll very, very quickly show you the canteen space, and then we'll head over and just show you some of the spaces inside of Vijay Patel.
This is the Food Village, the main canteen on campus. It serves a variety of different freshly cooked meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner. It also caters for a variety of different dietary requirements, including vegan, vegetarian and halal dishes.
There we go. And that was a quick showcase of some of the Food Village, our main canteen on campus. It is making me a little bit peckish. What time is it? It's only 10:30. I'm a little bit hungry now. But that right next to the Food Village is the Vijay Patel. So we're going to showcase the outside of the Arts Tower, and then we'll take you inside and show you some of the spaces there. So if you are doing an art and design subject, this is going to be really key for you to see some of those facilities.
This magnificent building is the Vijay Patel. It's home to the Faculty of Art and Design. Inside you'll find state-of-the-art facilities for students studying fashion design, architecture and a variety of different art courses.
There you go. So that was just a quick showcase of the Vijay Patel from the other angle. So Nabila would have been stood just kind of behind that building, just down on the ground just there, so that you could sort of see where we are in relation to the space. And again, there are lots and lots of fantastic facilities inside the Vijay Patel, which we're going to showcase for you in just a second. So if you are coming to us to do an art and design subject, this is going to be absolutely brilliant for you to see, so that you can see some of the metal workshops and wood workshops and glass blowing and that sort of thing. So it's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the sort of newest buildings that's popped up on campus. So it's all kind of very modern and very kind of new and swish, and there's lots of kind of spaces to go and study, etc. So we'll have a quick look at some of the spaces inside there.
Before we go there, Ben, we've got a question from Lynn Peterson.
Amazing. Are there any special buildings for postgraduate studies? I guess it kind of depends on what you are going to be studying. There are some special and specific areas for postgraduate studies to go and do their sort of independent learning and independent work. So you'll have the opportunity to use some of the spaces in the library in the Eric Wood building, for example. If you are doing a business and law subject, then the top floor of the Aston Building does have a separate dedicated postgraduate area. But typically for a lot of the postgrad students, they're able to kind of use any of the space on campus as any other student would. But there are also additional kind of study spaces and areas that you will have as part of being a postgraduate student with DMU. So that's something you can look forward to when you arrive on campus.
Well, Dahana J's come in with a comment here.
Oh yeah.
Will we be able to see the photo studio? And I think we do see it in this inside bit of VJ, don't we?
Yeah, I can't quite remember. It's been a little while since I've seen this particular video. So we'll have a quick look inside this just so that we can see, and then we'll come back to you whether we've seen the photo studio.
Hi, my name's Laura. I'm a fine arts student at DMU. Today I'm going to be giving you a tour of the workshops and studios in our award-winning Vijay Patel building. But right now I'm in the Leicester Gallery, which is incredible to have on campus, as we get to interact with artists from all across the UK, sell work in the gallery shop and exhibit here ourselves. So let's go take a look around the rest of Vijay Patel building. I'm in the digital fabrication workshop. As you can see over here, there are so many machines that students can use, including this 3D printer. And we've got examples of what students have been making here and loads more over here. It's not just design students that can use this workshop. Fine art students can come in here too. And as you can see over here, we've got examples of what they've been making too. So let's move on to the next workshop. As you can see, there are so many machines you can use in here, loads of laser cutters, and what's really good is they're the ones that you'll find in industry. So if you come this way, you'll be able to see some of the things that students can make in here. I'm in the wood workshop now. All of the art design and architecture students can come in here. There's loads of machinery which you'll get inducted into, and you can come in here to make models, designs, prototypes, and fine art students can come in here and make canvases. So I'm in the metal workshop. You'll get the opportunity to learn how to use all of the machinery in here, from cutting metal to welding metal. We've got rods, sheet metal, anything you want to make. It's mostly sculpture students that come in here from fine art, but design students come in here as well, and it's really good to be able to see their designs come to life. I chose DMU because straight from first year we get our own studio spaces. This is my studio space, and it's great because I can come in here, make work, think of new ideas and share them with everyone else. It's also really good because there are so many different disciplines on the course. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and hopefully we'll see you at DMU soon.
There we go. So that was a look at some of the sort of arts and design spaces inside of the Vijay Patel. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a photography studio, which I'm really disappointed about, David. It's all your fault because you made the video.
Sorry. Next time.
Yeah, next time. We know to include that next time. But there are loads and loads of spaces for things like photography dotted around campus. Obviously, we do have a photography course, which will be based in these buildings. And then we also do have media courses, which do also have elements of photography in them, which you will find in the Queen's Building, which we'll be coming to in just a minute as well. So if there are anybody that is coming to us for any of those kind of art and design subjects, some of those spaces will be likely ones that you will see during your time at DMU. And it's quite nice because some of those workshops aren't specific to any one course. It might be that as part of your design projects you really want to include something like glass blowing or metalwork into your sort of project that you're working on. So you'll be able to use those facilities as part of your time at DMU and actually utilise and equip yourself with some of the technicians to learn how to use some of those spaces, which is absolutely brilliant. If you're also coming to us to do any of the sort of digital design courses, you may also have some classes in here, and then we've also got some dedicated labs on campus as well that you'll be able to use for things like, you know, doing some animation or game art or anything like that. There's loads and loads of spaces and lots of places that you can sort of sign yourself into, log into a PC and be able to use during your time at DMU. So that is a quick look at some of our art and design subjects. David, have we got anybody to shout out or call out or anything like that?
No, we're good to move on, I think.
Excellent.
I am beginning to regret wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
The sun,
get a bit cold.
The sun's just gone in, and it's a little bit windy on top of this building. We've chosen to go as high as possible to get as much of the wind, and now we've not even got the sun to appreciate either. Never mind. We'll move on to the Queen's Building. So the Queen's Building, as you saw from our walk around, was home to the engineering and media department, and it's just there. Just there. It's very, very close by. So let's have a quick look outside of the Queen's Building first of all, so that you know exactly what we're talking about.
So here we've got the Queen's Building. The Queen's Building homes the engineering labs as well as the Leicester Media School.
Amazing. So that's the Queen's Building, and in just a few minutes we will be getting to the Hawthorn Building for Health and Life Sciences and the Aston Building for Business and Law. So again, like I said, I know we had a few comments about those, so please stay tuned. But what we're going to do is we'll show you the inside of Queen's Building in just a second. So if you are coming to us to do anything like media production or anything to do with sort of engineering, things like aeronautical or mechanical or electrical engineering, you will be based in the Queen's Building. So this is very exciting for you to be able to see some of the facilities that you might be using in the future. It is also home to it used to be an FM radio station. It is now purely an online radio station as part of the media production courses. We also have a TV station, and you can use those as part of the media society that we have at DMU called DEMA Media. As well as that, all the engineering facilities, they have an F1 racing team that you can be a part of if you're on the engineering courses. So there's a lot to kind of get involved in just from these two particular course areas. So let's take a quick look at these facilities as well.
Welcome to the Queen's Building, the home of the Faculty of Computing, Engineering and Media. Let's have a look inside. In here we have general study facilities like the lecture hall we're in now, and classrooms to more specialist engineering and media areas which support the use of equipment to be used in the industry. Areas like our electronics lab for practical experimentation and electronics theory, alongside our mechanical engineering labs for fabrication and rigorous testing. The Queen's Building is also a base for our creative technology studios, where students have access to a variety of audio recording studios which offer a range of different technologies. There's also radio production studios with professional playout and management systems, used by our award-winning student-led radio station, Demon FM. Video production labs are also available for timetabled and independent study for video editing, visual effects and CGI, both in practical and studio environments. Behind me, I have the TV studios, which are currently being used for student productions, so I'm going to pass over to Hamza, who did a tour of this place earlier.
So here we are in the TV studios, one of the many studios and facilities available here. And as you can see, we're in the studio floor. So normally, if you're on the studio floor, you have your camera operators, your hosts, your floor managers, directing and making sure the show goes to plan. Also, you've also got the green screen here. So there's also that perception of you can sort of incorporate weather into your show or any sort of game sort of shows or something like that. Now, what's great is it creates that immersion of having two separate studios when in reality, it's one whole studio.
The Queen's Building is just one of the many buildings in the Faculty of Computing, Engineering and Media. If you want to learn more, hop down to one of our open days.
There we go. So that was a quick look at the Queen's Building and some of the spaces within there. So if you are coming to us to do any of this, again, media courses, engineering courses, or even from what you saw in that video, any of the sort of audio engineering courses, if you're coming to do sort of music tech or anything like that, that is where you will be based. And there are some additional facilities dotted around campus that we aren't going to be able to show you today, but predominantly it will be the Queen's Building. So look forward to that. We've had a comment come through from Sunny, who's very excited to see the Aston Building. So I think that is where we shall go next. We'll have a quick look at the Aston Building, which is home to the Leicester Castle Business School and the De Montfort University Law School. So let's take a quick look outside.
So here we've got Aston. Aston is the home for business and law students. Here is actually where I study my degree in business and HR. So here we've got loads of trading rooms for economic students, courtrooms for law students, and we've got loads of study area where you can, just kind of do your own thing, loads of quiet time in case you don't want to just stay in your own accommodation.
There you go, that's Martina, who showcased the Aston Building there, and then we got a brief glimpse at Nabila, who stood outside the Hawthorn Building, which we'll be going to in just a second. The birds are very noisy today, aren't they?
Do you think people can hear that? Tell us if you hear the magpie.
If you can hear the birds making a noise, let us know. But yeah, that's the Hawthorn, Aston Building. I'll get my buildings right way around this time. So the business school is one of the largest providers of the business courses in the UK. So we've got a wide range of different business courses, as I'm sure you are already aware. Obviously, Sunny has said that they're interested in doing accounting and business management, and I know we had a few other people that said they were coming to do various other different kind of business courses. So this is where you are primarily going to be based. And the video that we're going to show you from the inside in just a few minutes will showcase things like the trading room and showcase some of the lecture spaces and that sort of thing. Once we've showcased the inside of Aston, what we'll do is we'll jump back over to a map and we'll showcase actually where we've been and showcase some of the buildings, just so again you can get a really good idea of what campus looks like from a bird's eye view. But for now, let's have a quick look at the inside of Aston.
We'll showcase it.
Yeah, we'll showcase it.
Hello, so my name is Charles, currently in my second year studying business and human resource management, and this is the Aston Building where all my lectures take place. We have a number of spaces to do group work. There's also computer labs if you want to do your coursework, and here's where our lectures and seminars will take place.
So the location of the building is absolutely fantastic. It's only a 5-minute walk into the city centre, so if you have an hour break between a lecture and a seminar, for example, you can go grab a quick coffee or catch up with some friends, and you won't have to worry about missing that lecture or seminar.
So most of the teaching is done in the Aston Building in a lecture room that looks like this.
This is an example of a seminar room. This is the trading room. Students have access to financial information and can learn more about trading through self-taught courses. DMU law students have access to dedicated law facilities, including a law library, client interviewing room, and a mock courtroom. And you'll have access to the Crown Court of the historic Leicester Castle.
So as a marketing student, most of your classes will be based here in Aston Building, where we have a bunch of lecture theatres, we have some seminar rooms, independent study space, and even our own cafe. One of the best aspects about the marketing courses is the fact that they're accredited by the CIM and the IDM. This is really important when looking for your future careers. One of the advantages of being part of Business and Law is we actually have our own dedicated placement team. They actually helped me find my own placement in London, where I worked on NEOM, one of the world's largest mega projects.
They also put on sessions to help our employability, such as CV writing, cover letters and psychometric tests.
This is our new £5.5 million extension called The Yard. And it has a new student advice centre. We also have extra learning spaces and resources.
Yeah.
Some extra bits for the yard and I haven't put them in.
Yeah, that was a quick look at the Aston Building. Again, apologies that we're not able to showcase everything on campus because we will be here literally all day. And David is currently shivering in his shirt and shorts. He's very, very cold now. The sun's gone in. But that was a very, like I say, brief look at some of the spaces that are inside of the Aston Building. So if you are again coming to study any of those particular courses, again, good idea just to kind of get a good look of what it sort of looks like, and hopefully as you come onto campus you'll be fairly familiar with it quite quickly and you won't get lost. The other thing to point out with that building as well is we showcased in that video a quick look at the placement team. So the placement team obviously are dedicated to each of the faculties, each of the departments. So if you are coming to us and you are thinking of doing something like a placement, there are dedicated teams that will help you with that side of things. They'll help you with your application, they'll help you kind of situate yourself into a particular placement. And we have had students that have gone and worked for some absolutely fantastic companies over the years. And if you are looking to get that kind of work experience or get yourself into that kind of world of work, there are opportunities to do that through the placement team. So there are a good bunch of people to just go and have a quick chat with as well during your time. The other thing is we're going to quickly showcase a quick other video before we go over to the map is a look at the Leicester Castle Business School. So as well as the Aston Building, students that are going to be studying onto some of the business courses will also have access to Leicester Castle, which we can talk about in just a moment.
This is the Leicester Castle Business School. The building dates back to the 11th century AD. It's been completely refurbished and is now part of the Leicester Business School. There are loads of study spaces, but the old courtroom is still used by our law students for mock court cases.
There you go. That is the Leicester Castle. So just a little extra bit to the business school. It's a brilliant space for a lot of students to actually go and utilise. Obviously, it's got a very kind of historical aspect to the campus. You've got the very kind of modern Aston Building and Vijay Patel Building, but then we have got some quite sort of historical buildings on campus that have been renovated to be used as study spaces for many of our students. So I know somebody asked a question about postgraduate study spaces. I know that there's quite a nice sort of quiet space in the castle that you can utilise as well. And I know that again it was because it's a listed building and it's been sort of renovated for use with DMU, but years gone it was actually utilised by many of the sort of kings of England back in the day as a place as a kind of stopping ground between travels as they moved away around the country. So much so that Richard III actually did stay there once, but apparently didn't rate the service very well. Apparently the food wasn't very good. That's my interesting fact about the Leicester Castle. So yeah, with Aston we were able to see a little bit of the business school, elements of the law side of things, including the mock courtrooms that we utilise, one of which is an original courtroom based inside the castle, which is very exciting. So if you're coming to do law with us, you'll be able to actually sit in one of the really old style kind of mock courtrooms. And then also we did have a quick look at the placement team, and the placement service that we have at DMU is one of the best, if not the best, in the country. So do, like I say, make sure you go and have a quick chat with them at any point during your studies if you're interested in doing a placement or anything like that. Let's jump over to the map then. Let's have a quick look at where we are on the map, because we've jumped around quite a lot during this tour. Let's zoom in a bit more. There we go. So we've jumped around quite a lot during this tour. So I just want to showcase some of the buildings that we went to during our travels. So we were obviously sat up here on the terrace. We actually get to see across the whole of campus while we're sat just here. And then during our time, during the tours, we've been able to go over to the campus centre, which was just here. So this little bouncing M icon here is the campus centre. So that's where we started off with the Students' Union. We went over to Gateway House. I think Martina was at Gateway House. I might move Nabila as well.
Nabila's not even on campus.
I know, Nabila's all the way over there. There you go. So Martina was outside of the Gateway House building, which was where computer science was based. I think we then went over to, I think it was the Vijay Patel Building, if I can remember correctly. I can't remember what order we did. And the Vijay Patel Building is just here. Obviously that is the Arts Tower just there. We've got the Design Wing, which is just here, which is where we are. And you've also got the Food Village, which is that canteen that we showed you as well. So that was based just there. We had a quick look at the Queen's Building, which is this sort of kind of L-shaped building just here. That's the Queen's Building. It's quite a long building actually. It's deceptively long from up here. So you can see that space just here. And then what we did was we moved all the way up to here to have a quick look at the Hugh Aston Building, which we'll just put Martina on just there. So that is the Hugh Aston space just here where business and law takes place. So you can see, again, everything is within walking distance. Everything is so easy to kind of move around and access. So you can get yourself from lecture to lecture, building to building very, very quickly. So what we're going to do now is I think we're going to go over to where Nabila was in that one of the previous videos. She was stood outside of the Hawthorn Building, which is this building just here. I'm going to move the little N icon just here and pop that just there. So Nabila was outside of the Hawthorn Building, and she's going to be, I think we've just had somebody meet us on the, somebody's tried to infiltrate the balcony. But we're going to have a quick look at the Hawthorn Building in just a second and actually showcase some of the spaces that we've got outside and around the Hawthorn Building. It is, as we said before, a space used for the health and life sciences students. So if you're coming to us to do anything like biomedical science or psychology or criminology or anything like that, this is the space that you're going to be using. Oh, there's quite a lot of people. We've actually got Nabila. Nabila, you need to come and say hello now.
Hello.
There you go. So she is real. She has done some of the tour videos that you will have seen today. This is Nabila.
Hi everybody, welcome to DMU.
And we're just about to showcase the Hawthorn Building with you in it. So very exciting. So we'll go over to the Hawthorn Building now.
This wonderful structure behind me is the Hawthorne Building. It's the home to our Faculty of Health and Life Sciences. Because I study psychology, this is where I spend most of my time. It used to be the De Montfort Art School, but has now been converted into state-of-the-art clinical labs and suites for the various healthcare courses that we offer.
There you go. So as you saw, Nabila sort of in the flesh there and in that video just there. She is currently stood right over there giving an actual real life tour to people that are hopefully going to be joining DMU very, very soon. So she's a little bit busy at the minute, so I'll have to tell you about Hawthorn instead. So Hawthorn, as I say, is home to the health and life science courses. So if you are coming to us to do any of those courses that I mentioned, anything from, again, like nursing and midwifery and anything like that, that is primarily where you will be based during your time at DMU. So we had quite a lot of sort of investment into a lot of the clinical skills and stuff. Bye, Nabila. We had quite a lot of investment into a lot of the clinical skills labs and that sort of thing during the time at DMU. So if you're coming to us, the facilities that you will utilise are industry standard for students to be able to kind of learn the skills that you need to be able to go into the world of work actually doing the job that you'll be trained to do at DMU, be that something like nursing, for example. There are additional labs for things like the sort of hospital wards and home environments. We've got forensic DNA labs, we've got additional biology labs, we've got practice suites for things like pharmacy, for example. So there's lots and lots that you'll be able to see if you are coming to do any of those particular courses. And this quick video is just going to showcase some of those spaces for you, just to give you probably a better idea than what I can explain and give you a kind of a real visual treat to have a look at some of those spaces.
Welcome to the Health and Life Sciences faculty. My name is Sorsha Newby and I study the BSc Honours degree in Psychology, and the majority of my degree takes place here at the Hawthorn Building. So here we are in the Hawthorn Undercroft, where students can come and work and study and chill. I sometimes come here to work on my dissertation for my final year, which is based on how anxiety can affect a child's sleep quality.
The allied health professions courses here at DMU include audiology, speech and language therapy, diagnostic radiography and paramedicine.
We have recently invested in industry standard facilities just like this radiography suite,
as well as facilities and equipment for our brand new course paramedicine. For example, this pop-up ambulance with our Pegasus trolley and our life-size mannequin. We use this to simulate real-life scenarios and put our theory into practice, practicing things such as our cardiovascular assessments and ILS with CPR and delivering shocks.
As part of our audiology course, we have these amazing audiology labs, which consist of our soundproof booths, where we conduct pure tone audiometry to check a patient's hearing from various pieces of equipment, like our otoscope, where we complete otoscopy to check for any pathologies which may line the patient's ears.
Here at De Montfort University, we offer all 4 fields of nursing, adult, children's, learning disability and mental health, as well as midwifery. To support your clinical learning, we have lots of clinical suites, including a moving and handling suite, a midwifery suite, which also has a birthing pool.
Our criminal investigation and policing students get to experience our lifelike mock crime scene house. Students can learn about crime scenes, how to prevent contamination, and interrogation.
There you go. That was a quick look at some of the spaces for some of our science students, and that was also at the end, which I think is really interesting, is the sort of crime scene house. So DMU owns a house just down the road that they basically turn into, well, I think I described it once as a horror movie. It's probably not like that. It's more like a crime scene, and it gives those students on those relevant courses an opportunity to sort of work a crime scene, you know, collect DNA samples, etc. So you do get some really good sort of hands-on experience with the various different kit and the various different equipment that you'll be using, should you obviously study on those particular courses and then obviously pursue those into a job. So it's very, very exciting, and it's really good to kind of get that kind of hands-on experience, which is really brilliant. Where have we got to go next, David? What are we doing next?
Next we're going to have a little look at the Portland Building, I think.
Amazing. We can jump over to the Portland Building, and this is quite good. We don't get to see an awful lot inside of the Portland Building, but what we are going to do, we've been joined on... Hello, we are live on the internet right now, so no pressure, nobody swear, but we are...
Let's jump to the Portland.
We'll have a quick look at the Portland Building.
This is the Portland Building. Inside you'll find the chaplaincy, spiritual services, prayer rooms, as well as a breathing space. It is also home to the AV Loans Department, where you can hire out media equipment.
There you go. So that was a quick look at the Portland Building, just from the outside. We mentioned this a little bit earlier in our sort of campus walk around. There are additional lab spaces available in the Portland Building that you will see on the top floor. So if you're doing anything like forensic science or anything like that, you might have some additional lab spaces used up there. And then we also mentioned that it's got a chaplaincy. So it's got a number of spiritual services that students can use to obviously meet those various requirements. And then it also has a number of breathing spaces as well for students to kind of go and get some advice and get some support should they need it during their time at DMU.
Sunny has come through with a question, and
it's
a really good one, because I made this video for it the other day.
Oh yeah.
There's the library. I don't think we've got one at the library.
No, we haven't got one from in the library, I'm afraid.
The QE2 Diamond, I can't even say it. I had trouble with this.
The QE2 Diamond Jubilee Leisure Centre. Very good. I mean, Sonny, you've already managed to say it kind of better than David ever has. But yes, we are going to be showing you inside there in just a moment, and you actually get to see what David looks like because he filmed this video himself. So we'll be going to that in just a moment. But yeah, the Portland Building has got quite a lot of a number of different quite nice spaces, so it's good that we're able to kind of show you that on campus. Shall we go over and actually have a look at the gym and see the video that you have created, David?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Nabila and Martina forgot to show you the gym. So hello, my name's David, and this is the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Leisure Centre, or QE2 for short. Now, the gym has everything you might normally expect. So we've got a 25-metre swimming pool, we've got fitness suites, so that's where you might have running machines, you might have weights and various other machines like that. But this one also has a massive climbing wall, which I'll show you. And it also has a sports hall where you can do classes, or you can book a court for badminton or tennis. It's a really, really lovely space, and students get a discount on their membership here. It's also open to the public, and it's only a very short 2-minute walk from campus.
No. There you go. That was the a quick view of the gym. I'm not going to try and say it because I might get it wrong like David did. But that's what David looks like. So you get a quick look behind the scenes, which is exciting. And again, we've seemed to have found quite a busy balcony to sit on today. There was people doing various tours and things, and hopefully that will be you very soon, being able to actually walk around campus physically and actually come up here and have a look at a view on campus. But yeah, today we've got other tour groups that are sort of floating around, so apologies for that. So we're going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes, and there's a couple of other bits that we want to show. I think we were going to show another quick video inside the gym before we shoot off.
Do that.
Yeah, let's do that. There you go. I think that's also, alongside the video that David created, that's a good look at, again, all the different kind of facilities that you can utilise in the gym as well. So it's good. So if you're coming to us and you are interested in going to the gym, I am not, I am afraid. But if you're interested in going to the gym, that is a good space to go and use and see some of the equipment as well. So we're going to be wrapping this up, I think, pretty shortly. We've got a couple of other videos that we can show you, including a sort of campus flyby. But David, where's your favourite part on campus? I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Well, first off, I'm just going to bring in Krishna's comment here. It says, great and interesting live session.
Amazing.
Can't wait to join. So thanks for that comment. My favourite place on campus is probably where we are right now.
Yeah.
Or in one of the bars, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, up here. What about yourself?
There's some really nice study spaces that you can kind of go to, but also one of my favourite spaces when I was a student on campus was actually the media studios in the Queen's Building that we saw earlier. So I spent quite a lot of time doing radio, and obviously I'm doing these live streams, so clearly I like the sound of my own voice for some reason. But I used to spend quite a lot of time in the media studios and stuff, and they were always really good fun. So if you're coming to do any of those, or if you're interested in actually just giving it a go, you don't have to be on the media courses, you can do that. It's the great thing about societies. So that's my kind of favourite thing about it. Let's wrap this up then. Let's do a quick sort of campus flyby and just show you one more kind of look at the whole of campus before you guys arrive, and then we'll wrap up there.
So,
go on.
We say goodbye now, and then
we'll do the flyby, and then we'll come back and say goodbye.
We'll come back.
There we go. That's quite a nice way to end the tour, I think, with a quick look at campus. And actually, it was quite a good view when the drone was sort of flying across the balcony there. You could sort of get quite a good look at what this terrace looks like. One of David's favourite places when he's not just sat here in a shorts and t-shirt because he's complaining that it's cold again. But yeah, that is the end of our tour. Again, we appreciate that it was a bit quick. We moved around quite a lot of the spaces very, very quickly during this tour, but hopefully that gives you a really good idea of what the campus looks like, and you'll be a little bit more familiar familiar with what everything looks like and where the spaces are, and hopefully what some of your study spaces look like before you arrive over the course of the next few weeks. So we'll say goodbye here, and thank you very much for tuning in. Oh, we've had another lovely comment from Sunny. Thank you so much to Ben and David. Currently doing my quarantine, can't wait to be on campus. Amazing. Well, I hope the quarantine ends very, very soon, doesn't drive you too crazy being locked indoors, and we'll see you on campus very, very soon, I'm sure. But it's a goodbye from myself. It's a goodbye from David. And we'll showcase a quick short video from some of the filming that we did for this stream. As you can tell, we're just full of bloopers and full of mistakes. It's part of the fun that we do here. So these are just some of those. We'll say goodbye and we'll see you all very soon.
Bye.
Bye.
There's also a cafe, so you can grab a coffee at the 3 a.m. sesh. Oh, not a sesh, it's not a sesh. What is it called? Study sesh. Students on fashion design. Oh, stop!
Okay, you got it. Come on.
No. Okay.
This should be dead easy.
Okay.
Right, a bit shorter.
We've also got Student Gateway, which is the main DMU reception in terms of to help with They threw me off. They threw me off.
We should do it again. Cool. Go.
So here behind me we've got Student Student
Gateway House.
Gateway House. So here we've got the... There's a wasp! And we've got loads of study areas, especially things like such as the yard, which is quite a new study area, and it's really, really nice to just kind of go, just do your own thing and just have a quiet study area. Is that a do your own thing?
Treated it really like it was live there.
Most of my time. It used to be a hospital, but now has been converted into state-of-the-art clinical suites and labs for the various healthcare courses that we offer. What?
It was never a hospital.
Oh, I hate David right now.
Yeah, me too.
I really had that nailed, and now he's just ruined it.